But I think, Gabby, it was justifiable because I believe that when you're about to come in and talk to us here, Portuguese fans, by the way, Gabby, Portuguese fans really have not been happy with Fernando Santos and the reactive sort of strategy. But my goodness, today, incredible, so fluid, so great. Give me your reaction to this victory.
Yeah, you're spot on, Luis. I mean, this has been a situation for Portuguese fans and a day, I think, that a lot of people didn't think would ever really happen, where we leave a match emphatically content with the way that we played. This has been a Fernando Santos manager who many Portuguese people, perceived was not exactly getting the best out of his players. I do still think that there are some key players that he can still get the best out of, but today was a day that we saw him make very bold decisions from the get-go. You saw him bench Cristiano Ronaldo, which he at the beginning of this match said was a tactical decision, so does not have anything to do with their spat after the South Korea substitution. But he decides to start Gonçalo Ramos. He decides to bench João Cancelo, starts Dalot and Guerreiro on the flanks at left and right back. And I think that these were two very key decisions that allowed us to see a more fluid, a Portugal team with more pace. And ultimately, it was a touchdown without the extra point today against Switzerland.
Alex, any additional thoughts on the Portuguese side before we move on? Just some stats for everybody, by the way. Pepe is the oldest player to score a World Cup FIFA going the knockout stages. I know that you have a lot to say for Pepe. Here's the image, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, the national anthem, everybody's celebrating, getting ready, and all the cameras are, of course, on Cristiano Ronaldo. And by the way, since the 2006 World Cup, Cristiano Ronaldo has never appeared as a sub for Portugal in a match, but it happened today. And I think, Alex, justifiably so, they looked way more fluid up front.
It's Cristiano who? Is that what we're saying? He's
oh,
finished.
God, that hurts my soul.
Alex, we're about to get the super fans screaming at us and Gabby Amato's family screaming.
If there's one thing we've learned over the years, I think, we don't write Cristiano Ronaldo off. Never write Cristiano off. And I have no doubt at all that he will have a part to play. If Portugal are going to go all the way in this tournament, Cristiano Ronaldo will have a part to play without question. But if that part is coming off the bench late in games, I mean, what a player to have as a kind of impact super sub. I think that would be a fantastic situation in many ways for Portugal. Now, of course, he's not going to be happy with that role. But if they can maintain squad's harmony with such a big character on the bench, who knows? He might come back into the team in the very next game. If indeed the decision was, it's hard to believe, it's hard to swallow that it was a tactical decision given what we saw when he was taken off in the previous game. But maybe it was, but maybe it'll change and he'll come back in. But like I say, I think he'll have a part to play. But Portugal are about so much more than Cristiano Ronaldo, and that's what for me tonight's game is all about. And like I say, you look right through the team. They've got, I think, one of the best goalkeepers in the competition. They've got a very strong defense. Which, I mean, the fullbacks are so good that, as Gabby mentioned, a player of the quality of João Cancelo is one of the best players in the Premier League, can be left out, and you don't really notice at all. They've got strength in midfield. Bernardo Silva is sensational. And then seemingly they've got depth in attack as well. I mean, I've got to be honest, I don't know about you, but I knew next to nothing about Gonçalo Ramos ahead of this game. This is his first start for Portugal's senior side. He'd made a couple of sub appearances in this tournament, coming off the bench late on for Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, talk about this is, for me, is instantly kind of an iconic. It's not a debut, but a debut in terms of starting the game for the first time, scoring a hat trick like that. I mean, that first goal was a goal that gets you out of your seat. He looks like a special talent, and like I say, there's just so many positives. I think you look around this Portugal team, and even a theoretical negative, like kind of a fallout and a row involving your biggest star player in Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, right now that looks almost like something of a positive, which is incredible, really.
Yeah, Gonçalo Ramos, by the way, the fourth Portuguese man to score a hat trick at a World Cup since Eusebio in 1966 and Pauleta in 2002, and of course Ronaldo in 2018 as well. Gabby, as a Portuguese fan, give me your thoughts on a tough question, maybe not. What do you do? Just like in The Sound of Music, what do you do with a problem like Maria? What do you do with a problem like Ronaldo? Do you start him in the match against Morocco, or do you take the exhibit A of what you just saw today and have Ramos, who, just like Alex said, is electrifying. And then you have the likes of Bernardo Silva and Bruno Fernandes. I mean, this is such a squad. What do you do with a problem like Ronaldo?
Stacked, baby. I don't see Ronaldo as a problem, and I think that's perhaps a misconception. Alex just spoke about the harmony on this squad, and I think that's one of the greatest things and attributes that Portugal and this team has going towards it. I don't think that there's any kind of friction in this dressing room. There wasn't heading into this tournament. They tried to make, a big to-do out of Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo exchanging those words in the dressing room. There was nothing there. There continues to be nothing there. Cristiano Ronaldo celebrated every single one of these goals on the touchline. When Cristiano Ronaldo came in, Pepe took off his captain armband and gave it to Cristiano Ronaldo. There is no friction. I think the one thing that Cristiano Ronaldo has to do, obviously, is accept perhaps that he is now going to be coming off the bench. And that, I think, answers your question, LME. I would continue with this starting 11. This was a statement performance by Portugal. I think it was much like Alex said. I think a lot of people only saw Portugal as Cristiano Ronaldo plus 10, which Portuguese fans for a long time have known is not the case. I mean, true lovers and followers of football know that this Portuguese team is full of talent, very young talent. Gonçalo Ramos smashes onto the stage. This is not a new player to Portuguese fans. We saw João Felix mention Gonçalo a couple of months ago in an interview. He is the top scorer in the Portuguese league. He has been shining for Benfica for quite some time. He has been rising through the Portuguese youth ranks. He's only in this squad because Diogo Jota got injured. The depth of this Portuguese national team is just astounding. And I think finally, that is a statement that's being made on the world stage. It's worth noting also that Fernando Santos hasn't even had consistency in his back line. Each and every one of the last 4 matches has been 4 different pairings along that back line. And so there's still pieces to be tinkered with. But once again, this was a statement performance, and Portugal are here to play.
Yeah, that's such a good point. He's only in here, Ramos, because of Diogo Jota's absence. That's unbelievable. And by the way, Southampton were keen on him before the World Cup. I think Southampton, you can say goodbye because there might be some other bigger clubs that might be interested. All right.
United were as well.
Yeah,
United wanted him. Benfica had put a 40 mil price tag. I think that's just
gonna
went
go
up.
up. I think
so.
that's gonna go up. I think. All right. Listen, it's come to the point of the show where my producers like to point to the very fact that they think that I have this huge vendetta against Cristiano Ronaldo. And apparently Ronaldo has been tweeting at me again. On to the quarters. Silencing LME once again. See you in LME. We don't trust. Wow, look at those quote tweets, by the way, Alex. 100 million. That's ridiculous. What's the next one?
Those are great numbers.
It's ridiculous, right? I may not have started, but we're through. Emoji wink face. Over to you, LME. Signed, the GOAT. Is there a third one, producers? I believe that we have one more. I think. No, that's it. Oh, thank God.
He wanted another one. Producers, he wanted another one. Next time, hit him with 3.
Listen, I want to just make something very clear. It is not a personal thing against Ronaldo.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis, and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.